Hurricane Fiona is picking up strength as it moves through the Caribbean. It slammed the Turks and Caicos Islands as a powerful Category 3 storm on Tuesday. The National Hurricane Center warned of life-threatening flooding. The storm already devastated Puerto Rico this week. More than 80% of the island remains without power. Our David Begnaud is there with the latest.
It's been 1 day since Hurricane Fiona's fierce winds and torrential rain finally left Puerto Rico, and people are now just beginning to grapple with widespread damage and no power. We flew to Lajas on Puerto Rico's southwestern edge, where we met Olga Vega. She took cover in her bathroom as wind gusts topped 90 miles per hour and tore part of her tin roof right off. How are you doing emotionally?
The process has been very hard, but I have to stay strong.
No water, no power, no roof.
No water, no power.
To the east of Lajas in Salinas, we caught up with Puerto Rico's Governor Pedro Pierluisi, who predicted that the power is going to be on soon.
A substantial majority of the customers will get their power back by the end of the day tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm not talking 100% at all.
Near where the governor surveyed damage, one farmer in Salinas called this the worst catastrophe in 20 years. Plantains, bananas, all underwater, ruined. Evidence of Fiona's path is everywhere, and across the island, homes and businesses are destroyed. 5 years after Hurricane Maria killed nearly 3,000 people and knocked out power to 1.5 million residents. Now a good portion of the island is in the dark again. Critical updates to the island's power grid since Maria are continuing. Luma Energy took over that project 15 months ago, and since they did, outages are fewer, but they're lasting longer, according to officials. And the reality is nothing has happened in terms of rebuilding, right? How long do you expect that to take?
We are rebuilding the grid every day, Dave. Every day we make improvements.
Back in Salinas, 79-year-old Carmen Arroyo is once again dealing with no power and damage from a storm surge that flooded this cancer patient's home.
And David now joins me from Salinas, Puerto Rico. David, I remember talking to you during the months after Hurricane Maria when you were there. This is obviously not as severe a storm and situation, but what are you noticing that is similar and that is different from that long period you were there before?
Well, I hear from people who say, John, that this was worse than Maria in terms of how it affected them. One thing that I've noticed that's markedly different is I'm getting videos and messages from people all over the island. When Maria hit, you didn't hear from anybody. But something about the data cell service, the degree to which the power has gone out, is still allowing people to communicate. That's a major difference. The fact that the governor is making this prediction that within maybe today, tomorrow, a lot of people could have power, that is a big deal. It really, John, is dependent on where you were. If you were in the southwestern corner where the eye made landfall, for you, it was worse than Maria. If you were in the northeastern corner, where it was really bad for Maria, it wasn't as bad because the storm didn't do as much damage in the northeastern part of the island. Kind of a mixed bag.
Hey, David, I got to ask you, what is that behind you? That building?
So this is a home that collapsed into a sinkhole. A lady told us she built it 3 years ago. She and her husband lived here. And we're in Salinas, which is right along the southern coast. And this was inundated not only by rainwater, but by ocean water as well, okay? And so you have the current of the water coming from the river, coming from the ocean with the storm surge. And I'm telling you, the ground just gave way and the lady's 3-year-old home collapsed into the sinkhole.
All right. So back to the question of the power in Puerto Rico, the power outages. There's been a great debate about Luma Energy. As you mentioned in your piece, there's they're doing some work well, some others, some other not so well. What's the general feeling about Luma Energy and whether the governor's claim that the lights are going to be back on is whether that's possible?
If you follow social media only, you would think everybody hates Luma Energy. If you read some of the polls from the local newspaper on the island, the people who aren't on social media actually favor Luma because, as one man said to me today, listen, we dealt with the Power Authority for decades and decades. They literally ran a monopoly into bankruptcy and left us with what we had during Maria. So why would we still want to bet on them? having said all of that, John, it's baffling to talk to Don Cortez, who you heard in the piece, and have Don admit there have been no major upgrades. I wanted to talk to the CEO of Luma, Wayne Stensby, Canadian man, came in here to run the private company, said, David, no problem. 48 hours before we came here 2 weeks ago, not realizing that these reports would air when another storm was making landfall here. And he said, I'll talk to you 2 days before he backed out. For them to put a man who's brand new to the island, Don Cortez, to admit that nothing really in terms of big ticket items has been done is just maddening and insane. It's hard to believe that 5 years after Maria, not a single big ticket item has been done. Not one.
It's extraordinary. And FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell is there to survey the damage.
Yep.
What did she do, and what can FEMA do with problems as big as you're describing?
She went to Patillas, not very far from where we are, with the governor today and surveyed the scene. John, Puerto Ricans are tired of watching the governor and FEMA survey scenes. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. The FEMA administrator and the governor are nice people, have been to us. At the end of the day, if you listen to the FEMA administrator, she's going to say billions has come, and she's right. If you listen to the governor, he's going to say hundreds of projects are underway, and he's right. If you talk to the Puerto Rican who's next door to where I am right now, they're going to say, I haven't seen a single bit of it in my community that makes me feel like things are better. That is the opinion of the vast majority of Puerto Ricans I talk to weekly.
And final question, David. We're so grateful you're there. You spoke with the mayor of Lajas, I think it is, earlier. What did the mayor have to say?
What's interesting, he was a lineman for the power authority, the electric power authority that basically Luma Energy came in and, now they took over. So I said to him, why didn't you go to Luma Energy? And he said, well, I didn't want to, right? And there were some public workers of the power authority who said, I don't want to work for Luma. Some of them went over, not all. So this guy who's now the mayor of Lajas predicted, he said, I think it's going to be 2 months before the power is on. So I left there thinking, oh, wow, 2 months. And I got to the governor and he's like, oh, no, David, I think we're going to be getting some places online tonight. Most people could have power within the next couple of days. So definitely diverging opinions. John, lastly, if Luma Energy gets the power on to most or all people within the next 48 to 72 hours, by the weekend, you're going to see the governor and Luma Energy declare this a big success. If this drags on for months, the chorus and calls to cancel the contract with Luma Energy could become overwhelming.
We'll be with you figuring out what the answer to that question is. David Begnaud in Salinas, Puerto Rico. We're very grateful for you, David. Thank you.